everybody, it's me, Margaret, and yes, my videos have been few and far between. As I've explained in previous videos, this is Thomas's senior year. I am very much involved in his school, and that's where I've been. Quick, here's a few highlights. Thomas plays baseball, so we've been at a lot of games. Here he is pitching. Strike! Good job. We also had Spring Parents Weekend, and here's Charlie Company leaving the field. There's Thomas. We went to Universal Orlando for the first time, and we saw Harry Potter World, which was fantastic. We took a Segway tour of Fort Wilderness at Walt Disney World. Thomas and Dad rented little motorboats and zoomed all over Bay Lake while I shopped in Disney Springs. I bought this little sheep and this terrific mug. Look at my new mug. Isn't that cute? Irish woolly jumpers. I love it, but that's not all. When you drink, you can see the Woolly Jumpers logo, and then at the very bottom, ah. Now, as it turns out, we love that mug so much that we bought 2 more. The deal is this: see how thin it is? It's almost like drinking out of a china cup, and that's what I have told you before is how I prefer to drink out of things. I don't like those big, thick mugs. It has a great big old handle, so it's easy to hold like this. It's so cute. This is the black sheep one. And that one's called Wacky Woolies, and they all have funny names like that. There are 3 designs, and as it turns out, you can get them on Amazon. So that's where we bought these 2 after we got home. So I'll link those below in case you're interested. I also sewed 25 flags out of old sheets for an awesome event we have planned for the seniors on May 17th. My partner, Kim, put numbers on them, and this was a video I sent her so she could see what I did for her planning purposes. And then it was senior night at baseball.
My favorite memory on the baseball team is playing football, and I just want to give special thanks to Coach Rush.
Pause for a picture.
Olander.
There was a fun family weekend in there too that involved lots of planning for a 5K and all sorts of fun activities. And we've got to get those graduation announcements out. But today has been one of those days that started early, and it's not even noon yet, and I've done a million things. We started out, I left the house around 6 something and headed to the school, which is about 40 minutes away, and we served Charlie Company breakfast in the barracks. Actually, it was Charlie and band company and battalion staff, but they're all separate. So I was in charge of Charlie Company, which is Thomas's company. And that was really fun. They got to have Chick-fil-A breakfast and skip what's called Pass in Review. Pass in Review is a military thing. It's when they parade by somebody important, usually a member of the staff, could be an honored guest or whatever, and you parade by in companies. Now, they do this twice a day at Riverside Military Academy. They do it once in the morning, and that's also part of raising the flag and all that kind of stuff before breakfast. And then they do it in right before lunch as well. So it's really kind of neat when they get to skip Pass in Review. And so this week, well actually all next week and today, Friday, we are allowing 2 companies at a time to skip Pass in Review and have this breakfast in bed. So it's really a fun thing. We call it breakfast in bed, but it's really just breakfast in the barracks. But anyway, that was fun. So then I left there and I went to Walmart and ran some errands, and then I went to Goodwill. Now, I think I mentioned in my last video that I have been, my whole spring wardrobe is going to be remakes. I'm upcycling clothes that either I own already or that I find at Goodwill. And so I like to pop in every now and then and see what color is on sale and, you know, just see what's going on. So today I was there. I did get some clothes. We'll do that in another video. But I also happened upon a bag of yarn. So I thought it would be fun, like last time, that we kind of opened it up together to see what could possibly be in this yarn. Now last time I got it for like $6, but this time it was $8, I think. $8.08. Whatever that means. Alright, so I got it open and let's see what we have. The first thing I'm pulling out is actually a British yarn. It's King Cole. And this, I think, is kind of your basic type acrylic that you find a lot around Britain. At least that's kind of what I gather from the YouTube videos that I watch. It's a double knit, which is becoming one of my favorite sizes to work with. As a matter of fact, it's always been worsted. That's what's so popular over here in the big box stores, but DK is more popular over in the UK, I've noticed. Again, my extensive knowledge from watching YouTube videos. But I really do like working with the lighter weight like that. So that's good for me. And we have two of those, two whites. That's good. Okay, then we have Plymouth Encore. Now I do love Plymouth Encore. This is 100% wool, and I have used this before. It's a medium type wool. It's not the scratchy kind, but it's also not really soft like some of the merinos or whatever. It's a good wool, so at a good color too. And I think I see another one. Kind of, as usual, I've got some yarn spaghetti down in there, so I don't want to move things around too much, but I found two of those. You want to look in there before I go further? There you go. This is what I've taken out over here, and this actually fell out, so let me put that back in and we'll do that next. But it's not as bad as the last one I had that was real yarn spaghetti. Okay, so here is, I don't know what this is. I have seen it before, but can you tell how it looks like a lace? It's kind of like flat pom-poms stuck in there. So that's a novelty yarn, pretty colors. I do like that. Not sure what I would use it for, but let's just put it aside. Now this looks like some ancient yarn. Just look at this label. This is Red Heart, 100% pure virgin wool, as a matter of fact. Doesn't feel that great, but there you go. And here's a bit of some more blue, but what is this? Another very old label. I don't even recognize that. Soft Creations. Don't know. Another ancient yarn, SNAIL. Now I remembered this only because I have an old video where I got some yarn from, let's see, a friend of mine's friend's mother was being put in a nursing home, and so they had all this yarn and she gave it to me. So I remember this label SNAIL from that. It's just an inexpensive acrylic. It's very Red Heart Super Saver type feel. So that's this, but it also seems to be attached to some spaghetti. Hang on. Now the yarn spaghetti looks like it's coming from this worsted, but it's a mess in here, and also as part of the mess is this. And they all feel about the same. I think they're 100% acrylic worsted. Don't see any labels that might be floating around, but there's a lot of, wait, it is. It's more Plymouth Encore, and this is 75% acrylic and 75% wool. That's what this is right here. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is also the same thing, but I don't see a label for that. So, oh look, somebody started a project in that. Okay. Here is another one of these, and now we know what it is. Yarn Bee. And it appears, that's at Hobby Lobby, and it appears they paid $4.88 for this. So I'm not sure what I will do with it, but there you go. Okay, then we have Baby Bee. We've talked about this before. Again, this comes from Hobby Lobby. This is normally $4.99 and they got it for $2.99. And so now they've given it to me. What is Baby Bee anyway? Where are my glasses? I know I brought them down here. Baby Bee, this is called Hushabye Ombre. It is 50% cotton and 50% acrylic. And it kind of feels just like that, just as you would expect. But there is one very unattractive baby sweater pictured on here with the free pattern on the label, but you can bet that I won't be doing that sweater. Okay, now we have a project that looks like somebody was beginning, or actually maybe they were learning to knit. I'm not sure. Maybe it was the beginning of a sweater because I see ribbing down here. I don't know, but it comes from this yarn right here. This is called Cotton Terry by Karen Yarns, and yes, it is a very old label. They got it on sale for 70 cents. It's 90% cotton and 10% polyester. Comfortable, fashionable cotton, it says. And we have a whole skein of crochet thread right here. Very, very fine crochet thread. This looks like it came from Walmart on sale. Normally $4.82. They got it on sale for $2. So I really like this person, whoever they are that donated it. They are a good shopper. I like that. This is Red Heart, something I've never heard of. This must be old too. Kooky. Red Heart Kooky yarn. 90% acrylic and 10% polyester. Kind of looks like an exaggerated homespun. This is another one of those SNAILs, worsted type, knitting worsted type, it says. And then two more Plymouth Encores, 75% acrylic and 25% wool. Did I tell you this was 100% wool? Because I told Big Fat Story. It's not. It's 75% acrylic and 25% wool. Oh no, look, there's 3 of these. Oh, that's good news. And then we have some more novelty yarn. This is an eyelash yarn from Yarn Bee called Wild Child. And I love to see what people paid for it. This was on clearance a million times. The label has been put over there. And then the last thing is a little ball of some very pretty reddish pink color yarn. And that's all I got in that thing. That's a lot for $8. That was a really good bargain. So here I've laid it all out, $8.08. And as it turned out, I had 4 of these Encore, which was kind of nice after I got rid of the spaghetti yarn. And there were 2 of these, which I'm assuming is also Encore. Then we had the Yarn Bee options over here. This just kind of goes in that color range. But I do think that's Caron Simply Soft, just by looking at it. Got some more navy in the Encore, and these were those old ones, the SNAIL and the whatnot through there. I love the name of that. Kooky yarn over here. And then this was the King Cole and the thread. So all in all, I would say that was a great take. Lucky me. You may be able to hear that chewing in the background, but we kind of have a problem because whatever room I'm in, Bentley has to be in the same room. He doesn't think he can be without me, so there you go. Now, it stands to reason that if I'm going to bring more yarn in this house, then I better be producing more projects to send out of the house, right? I've been doing just that. I had a large collection of these pom-poms like this that I needed to use up because they're really cute. I like them. So I needed to put those to good use. Now I don't have any yarn that matches them precisely. So the best thing to do would be to make some solid color ones and then put them on the top. Now, in all fairness, they're not properly fluffed. You need to, really shake them up like this to get them to stand up everywhere, but they've been laying down. So what I did is I fired up some of the circular knitting machines. This one was done on the 40 needle generic machine. The one I have didn't have a name. So I did a lot of those, as a matter of fact, in some solid colors so that I could put these little palms on them, and because I just love that machine. Look, this one is very, very fall looking, and look how cute. Oh, and all of these can be folded up to fit a smaller baby, you know, if you want to, or leave them down to fit a bigger kid. And then I did some on the Addy Express. No, this is still the medium machine. Did a lot of them, didn't I? And then this one I did on the Addy Express. I like the white on the brown. I think that looks pretty. And clearly, here we go again with people who are saying the Addy Express does not fit adult heads. I have shown you before, my head is a 22-inch head, and it fits me just fine. So, you know, try different yarns. Maybe that's the problem. But there you go. Now, I got this yarn right here in my last Goodwill haul, and I really put it to good use. It's not reversible, of course, so I put the palm on the top, but it feels so good. It's such a nice feeling hat, and I love the way it worked up in the little collection of colors like that. Now, I'm also using up scraps too. Now, I had a lot of this left, but at the very end, I didn't have enough. Okay, so what I used was just some random scraps that I had left over. This is going to go on the inside, and this palm is going to go on the top. You see it has the colors in there, and I thought that was so fun. So for a hat that you're never going to turn inside out, right, it doesn't matter if you need to finish that last little bit of a doubled hat. It's 2 layers. It doesn't matter. You just get a color that's not going to show through, of course, if you have a loose weave yarn that you're using, a thinner yarn. But this is going to be fine. I think it's adorable. I love the purple with, or whatever color this is, with that, because it does have that color right in there. And then I've done some basic reversible hats that are meant to be turned inside out, because this one has the yellow on the inside like that, so you can be yellow or green, whatever color you're feeling. This one I hand knit and put a little border on the bottom. It is kind of big, so it would fit somebody with a big hairdo or something. Here's something else interesting. Look at the difference in gauge and the way that these 2 knitted pieces worked up. This was done on the Addy Express king size, and this was done with 4.5mm needles. And you can see how much longer the color lines are here than they are over here. I thought that was pretty either way. This one is crocheted, and I think it's interesting to see the difference between knitting and crochet. The exact same yarn, but it works up so differently. Here's crochet and here's knit. And I really, really love both of them in this yarn. Here's another reversible hat, and these are just scraps of colors that I had left over that I put with a creamy kind of white color. And then I put larger stripes on this side, and so I like that one. And this one I hand knit. This is a 1x1 rib hat with lots of stretch, and I love this yarn. This was some yarn that I got from Hobby Lobby on a huge clearance. It was this Yarn Bee yarn, and I paid, what, $1.12 for it on a clearance, and I really, really like the way it worked out. Worked up. It's very pretty. And it feels really good too. This is one of my favorites, so I may even keep this one for myself. Okay, then I had tons of this yellow. As a matter of fact, I still have tons of this yellow. It's this Pound of Love by Lion Brand, which it's good to work with. I really like it. So if the charity that you choose to work with is, requires acrylics, I would recommend that. It's a little bit on the lighter side for a worsted. It's not too thick, and it's fun. So again, what I used was a multicolor yarn. It was a red heart, multicolor variegated yarn. It was in the last Goodwill haul that I did. It was just in a ball, and it was so pretty with all the different colors. So I put that on this side like that, and then I made it more
larger stripes on this side, which I thought was pretty. I like that. So again, you have your choices, and of course any of these can be rolled up, and then they still go together on both sides. The cuff would still match right here. This is one that I did just with some leftover yarn that I needed to use up, and going through my stash, making sure that it's all used up. I like it the way it turned out like this. I must have not counted properly, and it gave me a little brim right there. But either way, the colors match well and can be rolled up for a little baby hat, which is so cute. And these have been washed. This was a Hirschner's Worsted 8, and this was a Red Heart. And washing and drying, you have to do both, does soften these. Here's some more of that Lion Brand Pound of Love. And of course it looks long because it's actually meant to be cuffed like this. And then, if you don't like that side, then how about pink and white? Pink and yellow stripes, which I thought were pretty. And again, using up scraps. Another scrap hat. This was just some ivory with some navy, and then there's one gray stripe right there. But on the other side, you have multicolor stripes. So, but either way, when you roll it up, you can vary what shows on the bottom. I'm not doing this very well, am I? Now with that same multicolor yarn that was in that Goodwill haul from last time, I used black, and I really like the way these colors come out like this. That's pretty. And I just kind of changed the style using them. There's only one row between each of those colors, and over on this side we did 5 rows between one row of color. So I really like that. This is the same thing on both sides, this one is, but I was thinking that the brown palm would go good on that, even would go well on that, even though there's no brown, this color in there. It just kind of puts a topper on the whole thing, and I really like it. So I think I will. And then this side is just your basic reversible beanie. That was just plain blue, and then this was a mixture of colors. Where did I leave off? All right, I think I told you about this one. This was a Red Heart. I think it was called Waterfall, and then I paired it with a navy blue in case you're feeling plain, and then of course it's always fun to have a cuff. Now these just came out of the washer and dryer, and I want to put some palms on these, and it could be, I don't know, any of these that I have left could work with what we have, right? Ah, yeah, more scraps. Okay, so I started running out of this waterfall color here, and I put it with this green, which I like a lot, using 5 rows a piece. And again, the cuffs are fun on these. Using those same colors, and this one hasn't been washed yet, I did this one. This is a crochet pattern called the Voyager's Beanie. Or is it Voyage's Beanie? I don't remember, but I'll link it in the description box below. I've done a few more of these, but they are upstairs in the washer. But I've done them in a variety of colors, and some where it's like 3 different colors and all, and they're really pretty. If I get them out before I edit this video, I'll shoot a picture. Also, I have some bad news. My Addie king size is on the blink. Oh no. After 8 years, look. My Addie Express king size just locked up and will not go. It made a popping sound once or twice, about 10 rows down, and then I thought, dear, what was that? And then it made a popping sound again, and it will not move. And yes, I've checked to make sure that I have it in the right place. It will not move. I got my work off of it by going backwards, and now it's working perfectly. I mean, it wasn't caught on anything. There's definitely something going on. I don't know what it is. I'll have to check. I'll take it apart later and figure it out. So I put it back on and tried again, and this time I only got this far before it stopped. So something is definitely going on inside the mechanics. So I'm a little bummed. I'm having a tough time this morning. I pulled the Centro out next, and of course, you know, I don't know why I was feeling hopeful about that, but that was just ridiculous, so I put it back. So now I've got the Prim Maxi out and thought I would work with it. I used Karen's Simply Soft because I know that it likes lighter yarns, but it hates this. It's splitting this yarn. Can you see the structure of this needle? I wish I had caught this when I was reviewing this machine. There, I can literally, it's like a little fin on either side of this needle, and it catches, you see that little fin right there? And in this 4-ply yarn, you know how you twist it and it looks, it's just a bunch of 4, there you go, you can kind of see that. It will grab one of the strands as it goes around and catches it. So again, this design is just not great for all yarns. And so I pulled out my good little pink generic machine that I love so much, and you can see it's just beautiful. I have no problems with this machine. I just love it. I wasn't planning on making any more children's hats, but that's all I've got to work with right now. So I'll have to find time to take that apart and see if I can find out what's going on inside it. Maybe I can buy a replacement part for it and fix it that way. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Or maybe something just needs tightening in there. I don't know. That would be another good option. I really would hate to have to replace it, but then again, it's held on for almost, I think it's about 8 years. That thing's been going great guns. So that's a mystery yet to be seen. So anyhow, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, and thanks for watching.